Well, good morning, friends. Welcome to day 28 of our 30 days walk in gratitude. It's hard to believe that we're almost to the point where we finish this little bit of time together. I'm just glad that you joined today. We talked a little bit yesterday about how gratitude shifts our perspective and how it can refocus us. And I want to take it to a little bit different level, and that is part of our spiritual practice of gratitude, keeping these journals, thinking about things that go well, looking at how we can show gratitude to those who've touched our lives in the past. And there's usually lots of people who are around us that are part of the great web of just life and joy. And so what happens when we take this to heart and we go back and we're just back into our normal world and things come up? Mother Teresa writes, "The best way to show my gratitude is to accept everything, even my problems, with joy." To accept everything, even my problems, with joy. Let's kind of try to unpack that. Now, a lot of people see Mother Teresa as a saint. Of course, she is a beautiful human being, and when we look at her, of course, we can think that there's something special about her, or she was beyond, or there's all kinds of things we can think about it. But when you get down and you listen to what she says and you talk to her, part of what makes her a saint is her extraordinary ability to be ordinary and to be simple and to focus on the right things. And so when I listened to this quote and I was thinking about this and just thinking more about our sense of gratitude, I was remembering different people I've encountered in my life that seem to embody this very thing. I remember a person named Marilyn White, who I've talked about in my sermons before. If you attend St. Thomas, really just a soulful person who embraced every bit of her life with this kind of sense of joy and just got after it and dedicated her life to helping students who really needed help. I think of a woman named Betty Welsbacher, whose son was aphasic and autistic, and ended up creating, along with someone else, an entire system of education and way of teaching people who had seemed unreachable and often had been cast out, and saw the beauty and wholeness in the difference that they had. I think of so many others that I've known in my life that embrace this sense of accepting everything. In other words, looking at people, looking at the situations, looking at the world around us, and accepting that this is what's happening, and this is where God has placed me, and this is what God has called me to do. And then to see the problems that we encounter not as insurmountable, but as problems that we can go after with joy. That they are what's laid before us as that which we enter and to do the hard work that we're called to do. I think that can be really part of the heart of the work of the spiritual practice of gratitude, is it brings us to understand the beauty, the wholeness, the glory that's around us that God has given us, and that what we face in each moment is something that we can give ourselves to increase that same beauty and glory and kingdom that God has put before us. Would ask a favor. I'm going to do something in the last few days of this, and I would really appreciate it if you'd send me a note of a sentence or two of how what some of this might have given you in terms of insight into yourself or insight into the world, or something that came of this work for you. And it'll all stay anonymous, but I want to do something with it. So just a sentence or two or a word or two of how doing this intense focus on gratitude might have affected you or changed you, or maybe given you some insights, just whatever you think. I just would appreciate a note. You can send that to my email at gdemo@stthomasop.org, gdemo at stthomasop.org. Or you can send it to me on Facebook as well. God bless and have a great day.